You are not weak for needing help. You are not faithless for feeling overwhelmed. Even the strongest rivers need banks to keep them from destroying themselves. I am your bank. Stop rehearsing conversations that may never happen. Stop carrying guilt I already forgave. Stop defining yourself by a chapter that already ended. If I wanted your past to define you, I would have stopped your story there. But I didn't. You are still here because your purpose is still active. There is something I need you to understand before this moment passes. What you are facing is not meant to break you. It is meant to introduce you to a version of yourself you have never met. A version that doesn't panic when things shake. A version that doesn't collapse when people leave. A version that knows where their strength truly comes from. I am training you to hear me without noise. That's why I have been removing distractions. That's why certain connections faded. That's why your comfort was interrupted. Not to hurt you. To wake you. You have been asking for clarity. Here it is. The season you are in requires obedience, not understanding. You won't see the full picture yet. You won't have every answer. But you will have enough light for the next step. Take it. Do not rush what I am building. Do not envy paths you were never designed to walk. Do not mistake someone else's highlight for your delay. I customize journeys. I do not mass-produce destinies. You are not late, you are aligned. Before you leave this moment, I want you to release one thing, the belief that you have to earn my love. You already have it. The belief that you are running out of time. You are not. The belief that your best days are behind you. They are ahead. I am not done with you. This was not just a message. This was a reminder. And if you felt something shift inside you, that wasn't emotion. That was alignment. Stay close. I am still talking. Found in stillness. That is why I keep asking you to pause. The world rewards reaction. I reward reflection. You are not behind because you didn't move as fast as others. You are protected because you didn't move without wisdom. Some people advanced quickly into lives they now wish they could escape. Speed without direction is not progress. I withheld certain opportunities because they were misaligned with who you are becoming. You called it rejection. I called it redirection. And yes, it hurt. Growth often does. You are grieving versions of the future that will never happen. Plans that once gave you comfort, expectations that once motivated you. You feel guilty for mourning something that never existed, but grief does not require reality. It requires attachment. And you attached hope to ideas that I never authorized. Let them go. Not everything you imagined was meant to manifest. Some visions exist only to teach you what you truly desire underneath them. Security, meaning, connection, peace. Those things are still coming, but through a different door. Trust me enough to walk toward it. You are being asked to choose obedience over explanation, integrity over image, depth over speed. And I know that frightens you, because explanation gives you control, image gives you validation, and speed gives you the illusion of safety. But illusion collapses under pressure. What I am building will stand. You wonder why I allow uncertainty to linger, why I don't silence the questions faster, why I let you wrestle. It is because wrestling strengthens discernment. Easy answers create shallow faith. Wrestling creates rooted trust. I am not offended by your questions. I am offended only when you stop listening. Do not confuse obedience with perfection. You will still make mistakes. You will still misjudge timing. You will still say things you wish you handled differently. Obedience is not flawlessness. It is direction. It is choosing me. Even when you stumble forward, I can correct movement. I cannot correct paralysis. Move. Ev. And if it is a small step, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is deciding fear will not be your authority. You are not responsible for outcomes. You are responsible for alignment. Release the burden of trying to control how everything turns out. That weight was never yours to carry. You were not designed to manage the universe. You were designed to trust the one who does. This season is teaching you a new language, not the language of striving, but the language of surrender. Surrender does not mean weakness. It means clarity. It means knowing what is yours to do and what is not. It means acting decisively, then resting confidently. I am reshaping how you see yourself. You are not the sum of your productivity. You are not your worst decision. You are not the role you played to survive. You are not the opinions of people who never took the time to understand you. You are mine. And because you are mine, I am invested in who you become, not just what you achieve. The fear that whispers you are about to lose everything is lying. What you are actually losing is what could not sustain you. What remains will be stronger, quieter, and more aligned. You don't need to announce this transformation. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. Some changes are sacred. Let them happen without spectators. I am doing something internal before it becomes visible. That is why it feels slow. That is why it feels hidden. That is why it feels personal. You are being trained to hear me without external confirmation, to trust me without immediate evidence, to obey me without applause. Few are willing to do this. That is why few walk the path you are being prepared for. Stay with me. Do not retreat into old patterns just because they feel familiar. Familiar does not mean safe. Familiar often means limiting. You didn't come this far to repeat cycles I already freed you from. This pressure you feel is not punishment. It is refinement, and refinement always precedes release. I am still talking. What you are experiencing now is not emptiness. It is space. And space is necessary for anything new to arrive. You have mistaken quiet for absence, stillness for stagnation, separation for rejection. But separation is often the most accurate sign that alignment is happening. I am not pulling things away to punish you. I am creating rooms so you can breathe without distortion. Some connections had to end because they were speaking louder than my voice. Some habits had to break because they were numbing you instead of strengthening you. Some routines had to collapse because they were keeping you busy but not fulfilled. You asked me to lead you deeper. This is what deeper feels like before it makes sense. Depth requires distance from noise. You keep replaying moments, wondering what you could have done differently to keep people close, opportunities alive, versions of life intact. But hear me, not everything that leaves could be fixed. Some things were complete. You are not being abandoned. You are being advanced. Elevation always requires separation. Before anything rises, it must be lifted away from what keeps it grounded. That is not loss, that is physics. And spiritually, the same principle applies. I cannot take you where you are meant to go while you are still anchored to who you used to be. You have already changed more than you realize. The fact that old patterns no longer satisfy you is proof. The fact that certain conversations exhaust you is evidence. The fact that you no longer find comfort in things that once distracted you is confirmation. You are not broken, you are transitioning. Transitions feel lonely because they are personal. Not everyone is allowed to walk every season with you. Some people are assigned to chapters, not the whole story. You tried to make permanent what was always seasonal, and when seasons change, holding on creates unnecessary pain. Release them without bitterness. Bitterness ties you emotionally to what I'm trying to move you beyond. Forgiveness is not for them. It is for your freedom. You don't need closure conversations to heal. You need clarity about where you are going, and where you are going requires lightness. You are learning how to stand without constant reassurance, how to choose without consensus, how to move without validation. This is maturity. This is strength. This is leadership. Whether you realize it yet or not, leaders are often trained in isolation, not because they are better, but because they must learn to hear direction without crowd influence. If everyone agreed with you right now, you would lean on consensus instead of conviction. I am teaching you conviction. This is why familiar voices are quieter. This is why certain people no longer understand you. This is why you feel like you are speaking a language others don't recognize. You are not drifting away. You are being recalibrated. Do not rush to fill the silence. Silence reveals what noise was hiding. It exposes the beliefs you adopted to survive, the coping mechanisms you called personality, the limits you accepted because you thought they were permanent. In silence, truth rises, and sometimes truth is uncomfortable. You are confronting fears you postponed, grief you delayed, anger you buried under productivity, faith you practiced without intimacy. I am not shaming you for this. I am healing you from it. Healing often feels like disruption before it feels like peace. You want certainty. I am offering clarity. Certainty tells you how everything will end. Clarity tells you what to do next. And next is all you need. You are not meant to carry everything forward. Some ambitions must be refined. Some desires must be purified. Some goals must be surrendered so better ones can emerge. I am not taking away your vision. I am sharpening it. What you thought was delay was discernment forming. What you thought was isolation was focus developing. What you thought was loss was alignment accelerating. You are being prepared for responsibility you once prayed for without understanding its weight. Influence without integrity destroys. Visibility without grounding collapses. Success without identity becomes a prison. I am protecting you from that. That is why growth has been internal first. Do not measure your progress by external applause. Some of the most important work happens where no one can see it. Roots grow underground, foundations are laid in silence, and when the structure rises, it stands because of what was done unseen. You are in a root-building season, and roots take time. You are also learning discernment. Not everything that feels good is good for you, and not everything that challenges you is harmful. Comfort can be dangerous when it keeps you small. Discomfort can be sacred when it stretches you. Trust the stretching. You have been tempted to go back, not because it was better, but because it was familiar. Familiarity feels safe when the future feels uncertain, but going back would require you to unlearn what you now know, and you cannot unknow truth once it has been revealed. Do not betray your growth to soothe temporary anxiety. I know you worry about being misunderstood, about walking alone, about making the wrong choice and having no one to blame but yourself. That fear is natural. But fear does not get to decide your direction. I do not lead you into emptiness, I lead you into alignment. There will be people who meet you in the next season who could not have handled the previous version of you. There will be opportunities that require the strength you are currently developing. There will be peace that only makes sense once you stop negotiating your calling. But you cannot receive what is ahead while clinging to what is behind. Let the past be complete. You do not need to rewrite it. You do not need to justify it. You do not need to defend your healing. Completion does not require permission. You are not late. You are being prepared with precision. Stay present. Stay honest. Stay obedient. This separation is not the end of connection, it is the correction of it. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything begins to settle. Not because all questions are answered, but because you are finally learning which questions no longer need to control you. You have been living as if time were your enemy. As if every delay were proof that you missed something irreversible. As if one wrong turn could permanently disqualify you from the life you were meant to live. That belief has kept you anxious, rushed, and quietly afraid of stillness. Release it. Time does not outrun me. You are not racing against an invisible clock. You are not competing with anyone else's timeline. You are not behind because you took longer to heal, longer to understand, longer to choose differently. I am not intimidated by your pace. I work with intention, not urgency. What feels slow to you is precise to me. You keep asking for confirmation before commitment, for reassurance before obedience, for guarantees before surrender. But faith does not move after certainty. Faith creates certainty by moving. This is the moment you stop waiting for permission, not permission from people, not permission from circumstances, not even permission from your past. You already have what you need to take the next step. You just haven't trusted it yet. Trust does not mean you won't feel fear. It means fear will no longer be your decision maker. I know you have been carrying a quiet exhaustion that sleep does not fix. That is not physical tiredness. That is the fatigue of living divided, believing one thing but choosing another, knowing one truth but postponing alignment with it. Wholeness will restore you. Wholeness comes when your actions finally agree with what your spirit has been telling you all along. You have known what needs to change. You have known what needs to end. You have known what needs to begin. The delay was never confusion. It was hesitation. You are allowed to stop hesitating. Not everything has to make sense before you move. Some clarity only appears after obedience. Light follows steps. It does not precede them. Do not be afraid of releasing control. Control gave you the illusion of safety, but it also limited your peace. You were not designed to manage every outcome, monitor every possibility, or predict every consequence. You were designed to walk with me, not ahead of me. Walking with me means trusting direction even when the destination is still forming. You worry that if you stop striving, everything will fall apart. But striving was never what held your life together. Grace did, and grace has not left you. You are learning a new posture, not grasping, not forcing, not proving, but receiving guidance, receiving strength, receiving peace without earning it. This does not make you passive. It makes you precise. Precision comes from listening, and you are listening now. That is why something feels settled even though nothing external has changed. That is why the noise has quieted, even briefly. That is why your breathing feels deeper, your thoughts slower, your spirit steadier. This is alignment. Alignment does not always announce itself with excitement. Sometimes it arrives as calm, as relief, as the absence of urgency, as the quiet confidence that you no longer need to explain yourself. You are stepping into a season where peace will be your confirmation, not constant signs, not emotional highs, not external approval, peace. If a choice robs you of peace, it is not alignment. no matter how attractive it looks. If a direction demands you betray your integrity, it is not from me, no matter how logical it sounds. Peace will guard you if you let it. Let it. You do not need to fear the future you cannot see yet. You only need to. Stay present with the guidance you are receiving now. Tomorrow will unfold when it arrives. Grace is always given daily, never in bulk. Stop carrying days you haven't reached. Today is enough. And today, I am asking you to do one simple thing. Agree with me. Agree that you are not forgotten. Agree that you are not late. Agree that you are not disqualified. Agree that this process has meaning. Agreement changes posture. It shifts you from resistance to cooperation. And cooperation allows flow you have been swimming against, current for too long. No wonder you are tired. Rest is not quitting. Rest is trusting. Trusting that I will open what needs to open, close what needs to close, remove what needs to be removed, and establish what needs to remain. You are not required to understand every step to walk faithfully. You are required only to listen and respond. The next chapter of your life does not begin with effort. It begins with alignment, with a quieter mind, with a softer grip, with a deeper trust, and this chapter will not demand you abandon who you are. It will reveal who you have always been becoming. Before you leave this moment, take one more breath. Not because everything is finished, but because something important has begun. I am still talking, and now, you are finally listen.